Happy Monday. Ooh, it is super quiet in here and there are people, so I'm trying to just be mindful of everybody taking a minute. We are live from the Wilderness Lodge and we are at the DVC portion of the resort, so figured I'd start the stream here. And it is super quiet, so I don't want to be annoying. Oh, I love this. Sturdy branches. This is the gym. Hello, Captain Kirk. We have Lynette, Mark Mueller, Kelsey, WGW Streamfinder. We have the Shamrock Turtle. We are hopping today in the stream. Love it. Okay, so some other people are loud. So nice and peaceful. Oh my goodness, this fireplace, you can feel it from here. It's so nice. This is cute. Ingle Nook. A nook by a large open fireplace, also a bench or a settle occupying this nook. That's so cute. Got a little spot there. This is adorable. Love this resort. This is probably my favorite resort out of all the Disney resorts, truly. Hey, Eric, good morning. It really felt like a library in here. Yes, Lynette, hit that like button, please, as you're coming in. We can pass the stream along to more and more people, the more likes we get. We got the train room. We're gonna head outside in just a minute. I just kind of wanted to give you a little tour. Cute. Okay. I don't want to disturb this man. I know what it's like to finally find peace and quiet, and then somebody comes and wrecks your peace. All right, we're gonna head outside. One more little tour around here, and we're gonna go right out the back. I'm pretty sure I'm going the right way. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, now I can speak up a little bit. Thank you all so much for being here. Happy Monday. It is the first Monday in June. Welcome, welcome. So like I said, we are at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. It's a beautiful, beautiful resort. We're gonna take a walk by the water in a little bit. We're gonna take a look at where the cabins are. We'll go in, of course, to the front lobby a little bit later, see if the geyser's going, and watch the sunrise. Of course, we're going to talk about some inspirational books that I've been reading, podcasts that I've been listening to, and, just life lessons that I've been learning over the past week. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been here for a while, welcome back. I appreciate all of you for being here and taking the time out of your day to start out on the right foot with a positive energy. And, you're taking time out for you this morning to learn something new and to maybe get some new insight. So thank you for being here. Definitely hit that like button. Like I said, it pushes the stream out to more and more people. We want to spread that positivity, especially this early on in the week. Consider subscribing, turning on the bell for all notifications so you'll be notified every time I go live. And I am going to be putting out another video this week I'm going to talk about that in a couple minutes. So you want to make sure that you're alerted for that. And maybe even becoming a Patreon. I appreciate all of my Patreons. Love you all. And this resort was actually suggested by one of my Patreons. So thank you so much, Vince, for that suggestion. We are here. And if you want to become a Patreon, you can go to learningwithlaw.com or patreon.com/learningwithlaw. That's also linked in the description down below. So here are some of the cabins. I'm just kind of breezing by, but I do want to get to the water. Love these. A little pricey, but you get your own little area there, and a view of the lake, which is super nice. We have Christina G in the chat. Welcome. It's very stormy this morning in Florida. Christina, what part of Florida? It's been weird with the weather lately here. Haven't had like 2 o'clock storms. We've been having 7 o'clock storms. We've been having, we had, I think it was Saturday. It was like a very stormy day. And then it was nice at night. So it was just bizarre. Oh my goodness. Look at this gorgeous sunrise. Wow. Right by all the cranes. Sarasota. Okay, nice. I love it over there, but I'm sorry that it's stormy. Wonder if it's coming this way. Look at this sunrise. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. Wait a minute. They have Disney Family Fitness Fun Storytime Yoga every Friday, 9 a.m. I don't know about the family one though, because that's usually geared towards the children. But I do want to do another yoga stream, a Disney yoga stream. I have to get back over to Saratoga Springs and do another yoga live stream there. But let's take a moment here and enjoy this beautiful sunrise. Wow. And over there, if you didn't know, and we did this on a live stream a while ago, in Fort Wilderness, which is the campgrounds at Disney, they are doing construction. They are adding a hotel structure to their campgrounds. So that's what you're seeing there in the background. I don't know, it's getting some mixed reviews because obviously the campgrounds, it's supposed to be for people that, want to be a little bit more secluded. You can bring your own tent, your own camper. They have cabins over there as well, but they've been the same for many, many years. It's one of Disney's first resorts, and now they're adding, and it's going to bring in more and more people, and I don't know if that's necessarily what the people over there want. So, mixed reviews, but we'll see. Hey, Pete Stummy, good morning. Yes, it's a gorgeous morning here. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Not too hot, honestly. We got some beautiful weather, beautiful sunrise. Hey, Gianna, my burn sister. She's upstate New York. She has some beautiful sunrises too, I have to say. Post some beautiful pictures by your lake. Thanks for being here. But yeah, I'm loving the sunrise. It looks so nice. I'm trying to just crop out the cranes in the background. Just crop them out. Absolutely gorgeous. I feel like other streams that we've done here, it's either been raining or it's been foggy, so we haven't really gotten a good sunrise view. So this is nice today. So beautiful. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to be putting out probably, it'll be a short this week. Yesterday, Peter and I went on a nature walk. I know I talked about that on last week's stream, but we stayed at the Riviera. We had a little staycation, so if you missed that stream, you could check it out after this one. And we walked around the Riviera and Caribbean Beach. And at both of those resorts, you can go to it's like their little activities room or craft room or whatever they call it. And you can get a booklet, and it's just their nature guide. And inside of it, there's a nature, like sensory walk, and you can do this little bingo board. So we did that together yesterday, and I was taking videos and pictures, so I'm gonna create a little short so you guys can see what that's all about. So that'll be coming out this week as well. I'm sure Pete will be doing the same because he was videoing as well. So if you're not following Adventures by Carney, you should be. And I believe he is going live. I don't know if he's going live today. He might be, but I know he's going live Wednesday. Oh my goodness. Look at this friend hopping along. I don't want to scare him out of the way. This little rabbit butt is sticking out. Aww. We always find little creatures on the Monday morning streams. Aw, that was cute. He just like snuck up behind me. The sun is behind the clouds, but it still looks gorgeous. So today we are going to be following up on the book that I've been reading, Think Again by Adam Grant. And, oh, he did. Lynette said he put out his short this morning. Love that. Yes, Gianna. Gianna says, I love when resorts have hidden activities to do when you don't want to be at the parks. Absolutely. Yeah, and just, you know, if you're having a little resort day, it's nice to take a tour. And sometimes they don't really advertise that because it's like free things that you can do. But it was really nice to just stop and appreciate all the beauty around the resort. So yeah, Peter put his short out this morning, so you can check that out. Mine will be later this week. But gorgeous flowers around the resort, and you know, I always like to take a minute and appreciate that. But this really made us, you know, stop and focus and take it all in. So it was nice. Yeah, Pete, exactly. I'm like a real life Snow White with all the animals I find. I know. Finding all the animals, especially the birds. Absolutely. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about the book, Think Again. And I have to say I am struggling with this book because, I don't know, like I usually have a 50-page rule where if I'm 50 pages in and I'm just not feeling it, I'll maybe stop, or, you know, that's usually just like my threshold. But I'm pushing through with this book. I'm waiting for it to pick up a little bit, but it's a little dry in my opinion. I am learning some things, but I'm struggling to get through it. So I'm going to share some information from that book. Of course, it's going to be the Cliff Notes version, and you can take, you know, whatever you want from it. But I also thought it would be a good time to reflect because we're in June, folks. We're 6 months into the year. So I wanted to check back in with you all, especially those that have been hanging around with me since the beginning of my channel when we talked about your one word for the year. So I do want to check back in about that and see how that's going. And if you're new or you don't know what I'm talking about, after this stream, you can check out, I definitely know that it's a stream that I did at the Grand Floridian. So you can check that out. And it's all about one word, selecting your one word for the year. So on that stream, I talk about it. I take you through the book, one word. So if you want to select yours, it doesn't have to be in the beginning of the year. You can go back to that stream and kind of get an overview of what you need to do. And yeah, I talk all about it in there. But I do want to take some time out of this stream to kind of talk about that and realign and refocus for the next 6 months of the year. But before we do that, I really want to take a moment and embrace this sunrise. So I'm going to give you peace and quiet for the next 30 seconds so you can reflect and just take it all in. Take in the sights and the sounds. yeah, while you think about and reflect on the past 6 months, I want you to think about what are some things that went really well for you? What are things that you should be celebrating? Things that you're proud of, accomplishments, or even just, the small victories, right? Maybe you set a goal in the beginning of the year and it's something that you continued. Maybe it was, cutting out toxic people in your life. That was a victory for you. Maybe you're trying to drink more water every day, right? Small victories. It doesn't have to be anything. Oh, again, I wish that I got that on film, but a bird getting dangerously close to me, I just can't. But any small victory, you should be applauding, right? Life is hard enough. We gotta praise ourselves, give ourselves grace. And then I also want you to think about what are some things that maybe you need to adjust moving forward in the next 6 months. Maybe you set out a goal in the beginning of the year and it's something that started out strong, but maybe you need to pick it up. Maybe you need to refocus. Maybe there's something that you learned that you want to implement, right? What are some things that you want to do moving forward in the next 6 months out of this year? And something I'll share, we're talking about our one words, right? And this is something that I've been doing for years. I want to say close to 10 years now I've been selecting one word for my year. And really the whole premise behind it is to not create a New Year's resolution, but to come up with a word that you are reminded of each day throughout the year. And it helps you to get through tough times. It helps you to make decisions. And it's kind of like your fallback whenever you're struggling or when you're doing something really well, just as a reminder of like you're on the right path. And the word that I chose for the year is peace. And I literally think about it every single day. I created a little sign in my room that I wake up in the morning. It's the first thing I look at. And it just helps me to think about, what are my goals for the year? And when I'm struggling with something, just falling back on that word, like, okay, let me refocus. Where do I want my intentions to be? And it really just helps me to realign, right? So something that I read that I thought was really powerful, and I think I shared this with you guys on the last stream, but if it's something that you're asking the universe for, or if you're somebody that prays, if you're praying for this, and in my case, the word being peace, the universe or God, whatever you believe, will give you opportunities to create your own peace. If you're looking for happiness, the universe might not necessarily give you happiness, but give you opportunities to create your own happiness. So even if it's a word that you are like, I am just not connecting with this word, I want it to be more productive and it's just not happening, well, the universe might be giving you opportunities to create that, right? So it might not be something that's just going to easily present itself, but now you need to go out there and create it for yourself. So I thought that was pretty profound and interesting because there have been moments when I struggled with that too. Like, I just want peace and what is going on? But know that you are in control of that, right? So just kind of getting that mindset and thinking on that wavelength will help you when you're struggling. I'm not sure if you could see this bird. It's kind of hard to see from over here, but he's right there. And he has his wings out. He's drying them right over on the dock. I love it. All right. So we're going to keep walking. We're going to go on a little stroll. It's a beautiful morning. Take a look at the cabins over here. The sky is stunning over the lake. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Maybe we'll see some turtles or ducks. One of my absolute favorite bar lounges on property is Geyser Point right here. You can see the fireworks from Magic Kingdom from here. And it's just a beautiful spot, and the food is actually really, really delicious too. So in the book that I've been reading, Think Again, the whole premise of the book, from what I'm gathering so far, in the pages that I've read, it's that we need to be open to a new way of thinking, right? We all stand very strong in our convictions. We have firm beliefs, but being flexible in the new information that we're receiving and being open to, maybe we don't know everything about a specific topic or just way of being, right? And just being open to new ideas is really what the book is all about. Just challenging your thinking. And I think that's super important for everyone's growth, right? So I usually start the stream by saying, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. But I challenge you to be open to new ideas, things that don't maybe resonate with you. I want you to think about a little bit deeper. I love to show the resort activities. Let's see what's here. Oh, that's nice. Wonders of the Lodge Art and Architecture Tour. That's cool. That's free. We love that. Daily at 9 a.m. It's a 1-hour walking tour that highlights the architecture and theming of the resort. I love that so much. Learn about the art, artifacts, and classic craftsmanship to celebrate the majesty of the wilderness. Beautiful. Storytime yoga. Okay. Oh, maybe that is. Storytime yoga. 8:45 a.m. That's fun. I don't know if it's geared towards children though. That's the only thing. So I would go to that, but I just don't want to be the only adult. So cool. And if you want, scan the QR code. I love their little activities. I'll have to stop in an activities board. All right, so yes. So if there's something that might not resonate with you right away, be open to it, right? Oh, the geyser's going off. Oh, of course. No, come back. Well, you got to see some of it. Beautiful sunrise in the background. And we talked about on the last stream the 3 different mindsets that are very prevalent in every human being, right? And those 3, just to recap, are the preacher, the prosecutor, and the politician, right? We have that mindset. Every single one of us at one point or another have become these different mindsets, right? We're not exempting anyone from this. Good morning, Peaches. So the preacher is when our sacred beliefs are in jeopardy, right? And we just preach them out. The prosecutor, we recognize flaws in other people's reasoning, right? And we kind of put people on blast there, whether we're intentional about it or not. And then the politician seeking to win over an audience, right? By like schmoozing and trying to convince, just as a politician would. But this book talks about how we should be and think like a scientist who's always questioning things, right? And challenging their own way of thinking, coming up with different ideas based on experiments, right? A scientist wouldn't really be a good scientist if they had one way of thinking and stuck to that. There wouldn't be any discoveries, right? So the book kind of talks about how we should shift our mindset a little bit and get in the headspace of a scientist. Question things. It's okay to be wrong. They actually talk about how you should celebrate being wrong, because that's how you know you're learning something new. Oh, look at these people going for a little boat ride. They're going fishing. That's fun. That's fun. I think you have to throw the fish back in there, though, once you catch them, but that's a cool little thing to do in the morning before it gets too hot. I don't think I've ever actually seen people fish here in Disney. I know you could do it, but never actually seen people do it. And look at this, you can have a nice quiet moment over here. Oh, I love this. And it's covered so you can't get wet. This is beautiful. I love how the book also talks about, like, no matter how much brain power you have, no matter how much intellect you have, right? If you lack the motivation to change your mind or be open to new ideas, you start to develop a confirmation bias or a desirability bias. And we talked a lot about that on the last stream, so I don't want to get too much into that. But just being open to new ideas and evolving, right? And questioning what you already believe or what you already think is going to have you open up and grow. It also talks about like how people are people pleasers, and you know, they just want to be agreeable so they don't get into conflicts. But Adam Grant says the absence of conflict is not harmony, it's apathy, right? And just showing that apathy is not allowing you to, you know, be agreeable or be a people person, or be people pleaser rather. So standing true and being open to a spirited debate and being open to new ideas is something that the book talks about. And it's okay to have disagreements as long as you are willing to learn from another person and their perspective. This is such a nice little spot. I think they added this here too, because I remember waiting for boats and they don't have all the seating area, but I don't think people really know that this is here. Oh, I love it. And I feel like this is what a lot of people can, connect with. So when a conflict or a clash gets personal and emotional, we become self-righteous and get into that preacher mindset, right? Because if our own views are challenged, if our own, if emotions kind of get in the way, that's when we become that preacher. We get a little spiteful and in that prosecutor mindset, because the other side is, you're trying to find flaws in the other side, right? So you become that prosecutor. You're looking for those mistakes. And then you can also fall into the politician mindset when you're just single-minded, right? You're dismissing other opinions that don't come from your side. So you don't want to fall into those traps just because your emotions are getting in the way. And that's usually when we feel that attack, when we feel like our emotions are starting to take over, we'll fall into one, two, or even all three of those different types of mindset. And we really need to focus on not letting our emotions take over, right? And I've spoken about this on many streams, of being proactive instead of reactive. You know, recognizing, okay, what is this emotion that I'm feeling? And once you identify it, you're able to, you know, not be as reactionary when that comes up. And like I said earlier, like people that want to be agreeable, people that want to be people pleasers tend to be too nice, friendly, polite, and afraid to say something in order to keep the peace. On the other hand, disagreeable people speak up more frequently and foster more task conflict. So when you talk about like task conflict, they talk about that versus like relationship conflict. And it doesn't mean like you and another person or you and your spouse. It's more of like that emotional type of conflict. Task conflict is leaving your emotions out of it and just focusing on, okay, like why are we disagreeing on how to do something or why something is the way that it is. That relationship conflict is more emotional and more about your beliefs. And they say that task conflict can be constructive when it brings diversity of thought, right? It's bringing in all different thoughts. And what I thought was interesting about this book was they were talking about people from Pixar and Disney, when they're coming up with ideas for movies and things like that, having people that are agreeable, you're not really going to welcome new ideas because everybody's agreeing. Nobody's getting challenged on their ideas. And they say that the most, they actually talked about the Incredibles movie. When that was coming to be, there was a lot of disagreements and arguments, but it created this amazing movie and now this like big franchise, right? Oh wait, oh my God. I just turned my head and saw this bird right here. It's so weird. He has his head ducked in, but he's, look at him, trying to dry his feathers. So these birds, I always forget their names. I don't know why. I always forget the name of this bird. But they like swim in the water too and catch fish. But they have to dry their wings before they can fly again because their wings are not like water resistant so that they can swim deep into the water. So they have to dry out their wings before they could fly. They're pretty cute. Why do I always forget the names of these birds? I don't know why. And we have so many in our apartment complex too, in our lake. Cuties. Hi, Alyssa. Sorry, I just saw your chat. It also says that, ooh, gosh, these disagreeable people, a cormorant, that's what it is. Thank you, Dave. Cormorant. I don't know why, I just have a block in my head with that bird. I don't know what it is. Okay. These disagreeable people are fearless about questioning the way things have always been done and holding us accountable for thinking again, right? They're not being disagreeable for the sake of arguing. That's really not what it is. It's more about being, I guess I would say, progressive, right? And questioning how we are thinking. I'm not walking around much because this view is just stunning to me. I just love the reflection on the lake. Beautiful views. If you're enjoying the stream so far, please hit that thumbs up. Give it a like. Pushes the stream out to more and more people. I appreciate you being here, hanging out with me on a Monday morning. The first Monday of June, 6 months into the year. Yeah. We love being at Wilderness Lodge. So nice. All right, but let's continue to walk. There's a lot of birds around here. I don't know what's going on. I don't want another attack on my list of bird attacks. Let's keep it moving. These people are just fishing right here? Is this where it happens? Like, wouldn't you want to go out further? I don't know. Okay, with these birds. Maybe if I had never seen the Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds, I wouldn't be as traumatized, but I was also attacked. Ooh! There's another one over there. See, this one looks like the anhinga, but it could be a cormorant. I don't know. I can't really see it that close. That's cool. Strong wings. That could be a motivational Monday entitled Fish Where They Are Biting. Yeah. I like it. Captain Kirk says, Anhinga has a straight bill, cormorant has a hook on the end. Thank you. I knew you guys would know. We got a smart crew. I gotta brush up on my bird knowledge. Okay, well, let's just do one last look because come on. Come on. So beautiful. All right. All those bird books. Yeah, and I have a lot of them. I have quite a few. So I gotta get cracking and start reading. I forget the name of it. It was on my Amazon wish list, but it was, I think it's like The Dumb Birds of North America or something like that. And it's honestly hilarious. One of my friends got it for me for my birthday, and it gives every single bird in North America, and it's, the guy changes the name to something like mean toward the bird, but he's actually like a bird watcher too. And the introduction to this book is absolutely hilarious. I was reading it by myself in my apartment, just laughing out loud. And if a book can get me to laugh out loud, it's very telling. But I really loved it. The guy told this great introduction of how he got into like bird watching and things like that. So it was very funny. I should probably talk about that on one of my streams. But yeah, so he teaches you about all the birds, but he like kind of mocks them a little bit. So I don't know. I like it. It's educational and funny at the same time. The Canadian goose. Oh, Dumb Birds of North America. I think that's what it is. I don't remember. Who Dat Dave says, oh yes, I do have this, but I don't use it. The Merlin Bird ID. Awesome app that will record bird sounds and tell you which bird it is and give you the bird calls and songs. Yes, I actually have that on my phone. I don't use it enough because I feel like when I hear the birds, it's like it'll pick up other sounds, so sometimes it won't identify like the specific bird, or it'll pick up two birds, or it'll say like there's too much background noise. But yeah, I really have to start using that more. We got the cabins over here on this side, so nice. And I love that they have the barbecues too, and they just added, it looks like they cleaned up this area and put nice little picnic tables there. Like, I love this, having this option here, because I mean, it's a wilderness resort. You gotta make your own food, you know? We're roughing it out here in the most glamorous way possible. Disneyfied, right? It's so cute. It's a little area. They have a little fan, not currently on, but they have these nice grills. I love that. Who Dat Dave says, we literally can call woodpeckers and cardinals in our backyard using the bird calls in the app. Oh, I didn't even think of doing that. Woodpeckers are the most gullible. That's so cool. And I think they are fun to spot, because they just like are hammering away at a tree. I just love it. Anywho, back to this book. I'm getting sidetracked by birds. But they did talk about, like, when you're building a team, whether it be in business or in education or just like a team of productive people, they say it's important to build a team with dissimilar traits and backgrounds, but have similar principles or values. And we talked about values in the last stream as well. Having the principles and values the same, but coming from different backgrounds, is going to be extremely valuable, because they're bringing a different piece to the puzzle, a new way of thinking. But at the end of the day, everybody is working towards a common goal. So I love that idea so much. It also says we learn more from people who challenge our thought process than those who affirm our conclusions, right? So that just makes me think of different news channels, right? People watch certain channels because it affirms their beliefs, but they're not really expanding their minds and their knowledge and learning about other points of view, right? If you just keep affirming the way that you feel, how are you learning? How are you growing, right? So just keeping that in mind, especially when, you find that you're becoming a preacher like mindset, right? Just thinking, okay, where did I get this information from? Is it from a biased source, right? Am I getting it from places that affirm how I feel? Or did I do my research? Was I the scientist in trying to find out this information? So just interesting things to ponder. And a really good insight too is thinking about, like, when we preach about why we're right and why the other person is wrong, we risk becoming emotionally attached to our positions and becoming dismissive of the other person's perspective, right? So that's kind of important to think about, and being mindful of that. We've reached a dead end and it doesn't look pretty over there, so we're going to turn. Hello, Peter. Adventures by Carney says, hey everyone, I'm here ninja watching while I work. Just wanted to say hi. No, Dave, you're good. I love talking about birds. It's fun. And Pete will be live from Epcot this morning. Pete, do you know what time or a roundabout time? Dave says, extremely difficult to determine, what is the truth these days? Yep, especially considering AI and the manipulation of information. 100%. And now it's like we can't even have picture proof because AI can make pictures too. So it's like, wow, we really need to be more skeptical of things, but not skeptical and like, I believe nothing and just dismissing it, but and being apathetic. But we need to also like go and question more, find out more, not just say, okay, like, I don't believe this and I don't know what's true, but, doing your due diligence, right? Because we need to be informed as people. Lynette says, I'm trying to be more the scientist. Absolutely. Peter says he'll be live around 10 a.m. Eastern. That's a great time. Hopefully it's not too hot at that point. It's actually pretty nice right now. It's not as humid. It's a little bit cooler. Dave says AI can only produce pictures, but entire videos now... cannot only produce pictures, but entire videos now, which seems extremely realistic, but 100% fake. That is alarming. Yeah, so we need to now, yes, be more like the scientist and not just taking one picture or video at face value. We need to do more research to gather more knowledge, in my opinion. Look at these gorgeous little flowers. I don't want to step on the things here, but little pretty flowers. I love this resort so much. So much. Let's go back to the lake. We'll do a little look over there. And then maybe we'll check out the lobby. Every single time I step foot in the lobby, I'm just like in awe of how gorgeous it is. Truly. And I guess they're making food now. I smell the food. Oh, so great. Yes, Peter. Peter says, I dropped our nature walk / flower video from yesterday this morning. Yes, actually Lynette told me because I was talking about it. I knew that you were going to be doing it soon. Alyssa, I love birds too. It's a love-hate thing. Oh, sorry. Let me see. Hey, Debbie Diaz. I'm doing great. How are you doing on this magical morning? Let me see if I can get off the Wi-Fi. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. All right. Lynette says, I saw a whole story on YouTube that seemed totally realistic. I checked it out and found out it was totally fake. That's scary to me. Very scary to me. Yeah, we have to really be more critical of the information that we're finding. But I will tell you with 100% certainty that none of my streams will be using AI in any capacity. So you're getting the real deal here at Learning with Law. The real deal. Always, always, always. Yeah, that's a good way to be. Debbie Diaz will be checking out Adventures by Carney later on. Dave says, Lynette, I 100% agree with you. A smart news agency would have some type of stamp stating that this is 100%, not artificial intelligence generated. Yeah. I just walked right past this bird. It didn't move. This is a mourning dove. Pete says, I still have to Google what AI means. Safe to say you won't see a lot of AI on my channel either. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, we're just hanging out with my bird friends, Ooh. And I will say, something that this book has taught me is that, ideas and things are always going to be changing and evolving, right? And especially in the education arena, right? As a virtual teacher, I'm seeing a lot more students using generative AI to complete their assignments. And it's something that I've been really pushing back on. And I have this bad taste in my mouth because of AI, but again, if this book has taught me anything, it's to be open to new ideas and being progressive, right? Like AI is not going anywhere, so I do need to try and embrace the positive aspects of it and see how I can use it to help me, but also, again, just being cautious of what some of the potential like downsides are. But yes, I am trying to shift my mindset a little bit, since that is like where my schoolhouse is going as well. They're saying there are ways that we can use it, and ways that students can use it to be beneficial, and I can't be like rigid in my ways of thinking, right? I have to be open to this. So that's what I'm trying to do. Oh my gosh. Powerful squawking happening. Well, that was a beautiful sunrise. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Let's keep it moving. But yeah, like I said earlier, we're 6 months into the year. As you move about your week, your day, reflect on, what is your one word for the year? Have you been sticking to it? Have you been upholding it? And what are some things that you've been doing really well and celebrating that? Make this a week of celebrating your wins, right? And just realigning yourself, refocusing. How do you want the next 6 months to go? Right? Every day is a new day, and you can start something new. It's never too late. You're never too old, right? So just keeping that in the back of your mind. I love these tall trees. Look at that. And you're just like, take a deep breath. It just smells so fresh and, love it, love it, love it. Wish we had smell-vision. It just smells like leaves and trees and flowers. And now it smells like chlorine from the pool. I love this pool. This is a great pool. Look at these little flowers. Beautiful. This resort during Christmas time is the best. I love the tree in the lobby. Yeah, let's check out the lobby because come on. I love this resort. I love this resort so much. Thank you to my Patreon, Vince, for the suggestion coming here. I love it here. Love, love, love. As I almost trip over myself, it's fine. But if you haven't hit that like button already, please do. Helps us get the stream out to more and more people. Make sure you're subscribed, you hit that bell for all notifications, and also consider becoming a Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/learningwithlaw or learningwithlaw.com. This is another really nice lounge area. If you need a break from the heat, Territory Lounge is super nice. Just love all the theming in here. It's my favorite. Oh, you can do some tasteful artistry every Thursday from 12 to 2. Oh, wow. Create your own specialty Disney's Wilderness Lodge wooden artwork piece. Light refreshments are included. That's pretty cool. That's so fun. That's something different. They don't tell you how much, but I feel like that's gonna be a little pricey, but super cute. Whispering Canyon, I haven't been in so long. That's another fan favorite. Let's see if we can get a spot by the... Oh yeah, there's tons of chairs here by the fireplace. But look how grand. I mean, come on. This is such a beautiful lobby. It's gorgeous. And honestly, I love seeing the tree during Christmas time. Oh, the fireplace is nice and warm. Ah. We should really do a morning, like, read by the fireplace. I feel like you can't see it. Let me go over here. Here we go. So lovely. But yeah, so this week my goal is to get out that short of our nature walk too. But after the stream, you can check out Peter's short if you want to see a little window into our Sunday morning, which was super nice. Lynette almost fell asleep in front of this fireplace. Yeah, it's so peaceful. Yeah, friends at the fireplace. That would be cool. Do a little morning read right here and just have a moment. I love how, like, big it is. It's nice in the winter too. Ooh. Proterozoic fossils and minerals of the Grand Canyon. That's fun. Oh, Peter, the wood project is $130 per couple. Wow, I really was like, oh, maybe it's like $50. That's insane. But I guess because it's wood, and I mean, like, it's a very functional piece. Yes, hence why Peter hasn't done it on a live stream yet. Makes sense. Makes sense. This is so nice. Oh. The totem poles are my favorite too. Lynette, I don't get a summer break. The new job that I am working at is a 12-month contract, so I will be working all summer, but it's nice because I do get holidays. I do get a week off for 4th of July, and they say that the summers are a lot lighter, and I can get most of my work done in the morning and have the rest of the day, so I'm looking forward to that. But I also like that I'll be getting a paycheck all summer, because typically I would get like a summer check and have to budget that out for the 2 months that I'm not working. So it is nice to be working and have money coming in. So it's a good thing. Yeah, Captain Kirk, me too. It's just, they could do so much with this space because it's like, there's just so much space. And with the tree, it looks gorgeous, and decorations outside too. It's so nice. But yeah, one of my favorite resorts, I have to say. Ooh, oh gosh. All right, so I am going to be live next week. I'm not sure where yet, so if you have a preferred resort after the stream, please leave it in the comments down below so that I can come back and check it. I would really appreciate any suggestions that you guys have. Who Dat Dave says, my favorite Christmas tree has been Art of Animation. I don't think I've ever been there to see their Christmas. It was a white Christmas tree with tubes of paint spilling out onto the tree. It's beautiful. That's really cool, actually. Yeah, so let me know in the comments below where you'd like to see me go live next week. I'm excited to share more insights with you. Actually, I'm gonna be at an event tomorrow in Orlando, and I'm gonna take some notes and maybe I can share that with you guys next week. So some new information coming your way. And I appreciate all of you for being here, taking time out of your morning for you to start out on the right foot. Thanks for being here on a motivational Monday morning. If you haven't subscribed already, please do hit the like button, maybe be a Patreon. I forgot to check the date of when I'm setting the new Patreon 30-minute group coaching call, but I will update my Patreons on the page. Even if you want to be a free Patreon, you can, and you can kind of check out what goes on there. But I'll update that later with the new date. And yeah, I appreciate all of you. Remember, like, you were meant to be here. You belong here. If you weren't here, then you wouldn't be here, right? If you weren't meant to be here. So thank you so much for joining. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Think about the next 6 months. Where do you want to see yourself at the end of the year? And keep that focus alive. Thank you, Captain Kirk and Lynette. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Lee. Have a blessed week. Let's walk out this way so you guys can see more of the gorgeous lobby. Thank you, Peter. Go check out Pete's live stream later around 10 a.m. He's going to Epcot. So Adventures by Carney, make sure you subscribe. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you all next Monday for another Motivational Monday. Bye, guys.